welcome back everybody to another episode of Katawa Shoujo. And we had just got done with our very first date with Lilly in the city, so pretty exciting times for a relationship between Hisao and Lilly, so we'll see where it goes from here. Unidentified drinking object, yes. I walked down the hall of the girls' dormitories, my school bag in hand. This is already starting off pretty interesting. A doll lies inside, carefully placed on top of a small box. I've been carrying the box in there for a while now, still not sure of what to do with it. Give it to Hanako for her birthday party? So apparently there's been a huge time skip here, so this whole situation, come to think of it, is bizarre. Well, I've known of Hanako's upcoming birthday party for a while now. I had no idea of exactly what the celebrations would be until I found a single note left in the abandoned tea room earlier today. Very subtle. I hold it up and read it again, double-checking the instructions. The plain black handwriting is fairly legible despite Lily's blindness, clearly thanks to considerable effort and care. Hisao will be holding a party at my place. Please come at 6 o'clock to room 225 in the girls' dormitory. Sorry for notifying you this way, but I have class representative duties. Lilly Sato. Isn't it past curfew? So no intermixing between the dorms? This is highly irregular. Not reassured, I continue walking down the hallway until I reach Lily's dormitory room. I hesitate for a second, but eventually give 3 sharp taps on the door. A brief and muffled exchange of words can be heard from the other side. Listening closer, I can just pick out Hanako and Lily's voices. As they finish, Lilly calls out, "Might that be Hisao?" "Yep, I got the note you left for me." "You can come in, the door's unlocked." Glad that I managed to get the right room. I pressed down on the handle, let myself in. Yeah, that'd be kind of awkward if I knocked on another girl's room and they're just like, "What are you doing here?" Not for you." As the door swings open, my greeting to them is stolen from my mouth. Oh, wow! Dang. Geez, Lilly, that is rather revealing. Lilly sits at a low table in the center of the room in her pajamas, while on the other side sits Hanako in a nightgown. Being dressed in only my normal school clothes, I feel quite out of place. So, you were planning this all along to do a birthday party with a guy in the heart of the girls' dormitory in nothing but your pajamas and nightgowns. Right. I steal a quick glance at the lovely side of the two, my eyes tearing themselves from Lily's long, thin and pale legs, only with a measure of reluctance. Hi! I think I brought everything that was needed. She smiles and nods. I wonder if she's even aware of the pleasant sight she makes. Oh, she's aware. She is totally aware. The thin dark blue silk of her pajamas really suits her. That dark blue looks more like black, accentuating both her eyes and her curves. The look of her last night, that tentative and almost shy demeanor, seems all but replaced by her coy nature. Wait, what do you mean by last night? What happened last night? There's a story here that I'm not getting. It's nice to see her confidence returned, though I can't help casting my mind back to how she looked back then. I look to Hanako, who nervously sits opposite her in a nightgown. It isn't a surprise that she'd wear something so conservative, though it definitely looks cute. "Hi, Hanako. Happy birthday." Thank you." She's unusually skittish, despite the fact that she's warmed up to me considerably over the weeks we've come to know each other. This is a pretty unusual situation, I guess. First time I've seen them both, probably in nightgowns. But what was that whole thing about her not having confidence like last night and Lily's regained her composure? There's a story behind that. Probably another date that we had, and I must have thrown her off guard. "Feel free to take a seat, Hisao. I'll just pour you two some tea." "Sure thing." Lily takes the steaming red teapot from the side of the table and gently pours its contents into our teacups as I take a seat beside them, setting my bag against the nearby wall. With my senses returned and hormones somewhat calmer, nah, it'd still be raging. I realize that this is the first time I've ever been in Lily's room. The first thing I notice is the ambient smell, just different from that in mine. Probably faint perfume or nail polish. It could be anything of a girl's, really. Another is the plain nature of the room, visually. Beige walls, a smart yet unadorned cabinet, The lack of posters or wall hangings, it's distinctly utilitarian, something I should have anticipated, given our blindness. The only thing that really seems out of the ordinary is several piles of books sitting on the floor, each reaching from roughly knee-height to waist-height. Some of them have printed titles, others are entirely blank except for the dots of Braille. The fact that the ones with printed titles are uniformly in English is interesting, though not completely unexpected. She did mention her parents impressing the language upon her in Akira, after all. Your room looks nice, Lily. I hear a call of thanks from beside my shoulder. Looking back to Hanako, her gaze is fixed on her lap and her hands are nervously clutching her gown. He can't see me like this! Oh gosh, why did you bring him in here, Lily? It's now that I notice why. With these clothes on, the extent of her scarring is, far more visible, reaching down her neck and out to cover her right shoulder. Considering this is a party for her, she doesn't look like she's enjoying the experience now that I'm here. So how old are you turning, 18? It's good to get her mind off that. Her look of surprise, not at all helped by her total lack of skill at hiding her feelings, shows that she was trying to mentally tune me out. This is really quite awkward. Yes. On the plus side, there's only 2 more years till you can drink. So who's older, you or Lily? Lily. She had her birthday in February. What about yours? Earlier this year, so it's already passed. So we're all 18 here, apparently. Understated that it passed while I was stuck in the hospital, but that was a particularly low point of the experience. Conversation with her dries up as quickly as expected. It isn't long before Lily's finished preparing our drinks, setting down the 3 teacups in front of us. I pick mine up, immediately noticing a much stronger aroma and taste than the tea we'd been having. Huh, it tastes different than the tea we have in school. It's a different variety, rather than the kind we've been having here. You've never tasted orange Jaipur before? Not that I can remember. I usually drink coffee after all, like when we were in town. This is nice, though. As we settle down and sip, Hanako seems to become more relaxed, or at least a bit less tense about my presence. We all finish our cups at about the same time, with Hanako failing rather badly at hiding her anticipation for the cake that's sitting to the side, begging to be eaten. Come to think of it, I'm feeling very eager myself. First things first, though. Lily? Yes, now is good. Each of us knowing exactly what the other means, I lean sideways and dig around in my bag for the doll I bought Hanako as Lily gets up and retrieves her gift. Hiding our gifts in our hands, we present them both on the table at the same time. Happy birthday! Hanako silently sits looking at them for seconds on end out of sheer surprise. My little wooden doll, replete with Victorian-era dress and a little hat, lies next to a light brown and fluffy stuffed bear from Lily. She clutches at her gown as she moves to speak, not taking her eyes off the modest presents. Thank you, Lillian, Hisao. Her voice begins to crack as Lily reaches forward, wrapping her in a soft embrace. Aww. The sight of Hanako holding Lily so tightly is heartwarming, so much so that I couldn't wipe the smile off my face even if I wanted to. As Lily gently rests her face on Hanako's head, she speaks so quietly and softly that I can barely hear her. Happy birthday, Hanako. Happy birthday. Hanako gives a small nod, holding on to Lily for a time before breaking off and wiping an eye. I guess that for Hanako, simply having someone, anyone, to be there and love her would be special. The fact that Lily and I can now share that role for her is something I think I will always be grateful for. Aw! Is that the little doll that we gave her? Hanako gently takes the doll and teddy bear, holding them both to her chest as she warmly smiles. For a long time, all 3 of us simply sit in happy silence. The quiet is not broken until Lily's soft voice beckons. Shall we have at the cake, then? Her proposal is met with 2 looks of unhidden anticipation. No argument for me. Okay. Phew, that was good. Wonder what type of cake it was. I'll probably just say some chocolate mousse cake. Or maybe some tiramisu. That would actually be pretty good too. I contentedly sit back, both Lily and Hanako looking just as satisfied with the food as I. It took some effort, but we managed to finish off the cake in one go. Oh yeah, that cake was not going anywhere. I don't think I could fit any more in. I think next time I'll buy a smaller cake. Hanako and I give a chuckle, but can't help noticing that come this time next year, we will have graduated from Yamaku. That fact is somewhat depressing, since I finally feel as if my life is starting to get back into some kind of order. Idly looking around Lily's neat and orderly room, her books catch my eye once again. This may be a little impetuous, but my curiosity gets the better of me. Besides, I don't think she'll mind in any case. Hey, Lily, do you mind if I take a look at one of your books? You're quite welcome to, Hisao. That said, if you can overcome 2 language barriers, I will be quite impressed. 2? Braille and... oh, right, English. She gives a nod. I knew you were studying English, but I'm still amazed that you're this proficient at it. One could say it's a perfect way to avoid people borrowing my collection. She says it in jest, but I'm a little disappointed. Having all these books around me with no way of reading them feels like one big tease. Ooh. Hanako giggles lightly as I reach over the closest pile, plucking the topmost book with only a cursory glance. Death on the Nile, and in large letters on the cover, is the only printed text to be seen. I sit down for a while with the book open on my lap as Lily and Hanako talk. Try as I might to fill out the dots of braille printed on each page, they seem to blend into one another and become indistinct. I thought this to be a lot easier than it actually is. With some practice, though, I could see someone with a better sense of touch than mine managing to read at a pretty fast speed. Noticing a silence that has probably begun earlier, I look up from the dotted pages to see Lily smiling as Hanako sips another cup of tea. Is something wrong? Quite the opposite. Your curiosity's quite endearing. I'm inordinately pleased by the praise, though I can feel my cheeks heating up a little. Thanks, but I don't know how else to act. Or how else I could act. To be honest, I wasn't altogether sure of how you saw us, since you were a new transfer student from another school. If you pity us, I would have been quite offended. There's a certain edge to Lily's voice, one that I'd quite possibly place as pride. Glancing over to Hanako, she seems even more subdued than usual, looking towards Lily rather than me. I wouldn't worry about that, considering the position I found myself in. I'm perhaps the last person that should be dispensing pity on others. My parents' first interactions with me after my heart attack, I wouldn't want anyone to see that kind of face. I catch myself from going any further, but not soon enough. Both of the girls seem to be put off. Lily especially. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have gone that far. An awkward silence reigns for a few beats, thankfully ended, as Lily's head perks up in a gesture I've come to easily recognize. Hear something? The door. Everyone looks towards it, trusting in Lily's senses. True enough, the door handle shudders and turns, a flash of yellow and a black slipping through. Ha ha! Oh gosh, this party just got started. Akira Seto is in the house! Happy birthday, Hanako! Ah, thank you. Akira takes a seat at the table as she plops her tall bag beside her. She has her trademark boisterous air about her, making no small deal of her entrance. Hanako clutches her gown, oh gosh, to steady herself, but doesn't appear too shaken after she settles down. I guess she must have met Akira before, not a huge surprise given how close Akira and Lily are. Akira doesn't seem to be the least bit put off by Hanako's scarring, despite its prominence. But she also doesn't pull any punches in how she acts, despite Hanako's shy nature. I thought you said you'd have to work, Akira. Did you manage to get off for a while? Kinda. I feel bad about ditching the guys doing overtime, so I gotta get back soon. But I feel bad not coming to your cute little Hanako's birthday, too. So, for now, I'm here. She grins widely at Hanako, who flowers into a full blush as she pins her eyes downward toward her lap. Her mouth seems to widen and retract over and over as if she's trying to suppress a smile out of embarrassment. It's a little strange how her reaction seems to be more immediate and forceful than when she's embarrassed by the way she looks. All she manages to give in return is a tiny nod, failing to hide her appreciation to any great extent. Not that many people give her positive attention, I suppose. It makes me respect how well Akira can handle her, making her so happy compared to what little I could do. Now then, before I go, she reaches into her bag beside her and grandly displays its contents. Oh, I thought we were 2 years away from drinking there, Akira. Out come 2 large glass bottles, both with long French names on the labels. Hanako's expression is an odd mix of surprise and curiosity, and I suspect mine's no different. Lily, not seeing the proceedings, is oblivious to what's going on. Akira, this isn't booze. It's sparkling cider. What is it? Wine. One red, one white. Akira, that's... Relax, relax. It's not like Shizun's here to scold you. Lilly has a point. That's not exactly allowed on campus. Or anywhere, really. We're still short of legal drinking age, remember? Rich words for someone practically drooling as he examines the bottle. She got me there. I'm genuinely interested in trying some, even just a little. While Hanako may not be handling one herself, her look does tell me that she's far from opposed to the notion as well. Lilly rubs her forehead, giving up the fight that she knows Akira would win due to simply not caring enough about those funny rules and regulations. They're more like guidelines, really. Just don't breathe a word of this to anyone in the school, please. I beg of you. I'm not stupid, don't worry. That said, I gotta get back to work pretty soon. So soon, but you only just arrived. Sorry, Lilly. Good to see you two again, though. And you, Hisao. See you later, then. Goodbye, Akira. She levers herself up with a grunt and waltzes out of the room, leaving us alone with the two items on the table. That sly devil. Interesting. Lilly gives a nervous giggle at her sister's antics as Hanako takes a wine bottle. Ooh, Hanako's straightforward. She's like, I'm gonna drink my sorrows away. Oh, so... What do you think, Lilly? She rests her elbow on the table and pinches the bridge of her nose, thinking things through. She really doesn't seem to be able to keep up with her sister. Well, it's already here. We may as well have some. No sooner does she say it than I take a quick glance around the room for glasses.